Hello everybody. I want to do a quick video on cooking carp. And when I say carp, I mean common carp. The type that most people are disgusted by. Anyhow, what you're looking at here is the rib meat off of a number of common carp I caught a couple days ago. So just so people, know, the rib meat is probably the one, maybe, the only part you're going to want to fry on the carp. It's completely boneless, and there's no red meat. And if you take a close look, I'll just hold up a piece here. That's some really nice looking meat. And I'll tell you from experience, I've eaten this stuff. It tastes, I'll be honest, it tastes comparable to sturgeon, or, it's a real firm, almost like cod. Real firm white meat, but these are all the rib meat, sections I cut off of a few carp. The rest of the fish is laced with a lot of fat and red meat, and also it's got a lot of little pin bones, running through the rest of the meat. So I use the rest of the carp, as crawdad trapping bait. You can use this crab bait as well. Anyhow, so I'm just gonna give you guys a quick rundown on how I cook these carp, or the rib meat sections. So start by getting yourself a skillet, turn on the gas. There you go. Every time I try to turn on the front burner, I turn on the back one instead. Anyhow, get your heat on. I like it on a medium high. So as you can see, this is pretty thin stuff. It's I'd say the thickness of maybe like a 50-cent piece. Real thin stuff. So it's just a quick crisping, a quick fry, and a cornmeal breading. So for the oil, I'm not a big fan of vegetable oil. You can use what you want. I personally like corn oil. If you think about it, I'm using a cornmeal breading. So the corn kind of complements the flavor of the breading. The corn oil at least. So you want to get enough to just cover the pan. I'm sure anybody watching this, you've fried fish before. Nothing new, but this is just how I do it. So I'd say about a quarter inch, maybe third of an inch, covering the bottom. So while that's getting up to heat, get your carp. And for this, you're gonna need, I don't know, I'd say, depending on how much you have, I'd say about a cup's worth of meat here. You want to pour in about half a cup of milk. I like whole milk. I like the cream. And then you're gonna want to get yourself one egg. Even if you have a lot of carp, you're only gonna need one egg. This is just to act as a slight glue, kind of a binding agent so that your breading will stick. So get your egg in there. Now, before you dredge your meat in the breading, you're going to want to beat that egg a little bit. So get it off to the side, whip it up, blend it real well. Now, that's basically it, and just kind of stir it up with the milk that's in there, and then get those fish pieces nice and coated. So as you can see, that's a real nice looking, bunch of meat right there. I mean, it's, honestly guys, if you haven't tried this, I highly recommend it. Carp meat is my new favorite type of fish. I know that's crazy, but when you cut out all the red meat and you got just these rib meat sections, it's good stuff. I mean, look at that. I know I've given you guys a million close-ups, but it's some white meat. Real white. I mean, it almost looks like chicken. Real good. So anyhow, once you got that all stirred up, now we're going to move on to the breading. Now, my oil here is starting to smoke, so I'm going to want to turn that down, turn on the fan. Always turn your fan on when you're frying, guys. Don't want your smoke alarm going off. Anyhow, for the breading, all I'm doing is just equal parts cornmeal and flour, yellow cornmeal. Get it all stirred up, and then I just add a pinch of salt. At this point, your meat is ready to go. So get yourself a fork. So that's a good section. Probably about 6 inches long, 5-6 inches. Get it in there and get it all nice and coated. Like I said, for the breading, you can use whatever you want. I think that the texture of the fish and the flavor, cornmeal is a really good breading. So that's all you're going to really do, just give it a good coating. Get it all nice and dredged real good. And got your hot oil here. And set it on in there. Yeah, I would say no more than 2 minutes on each side. I like my fish a little bit more on the well done side. So, with as hot as the oil is, 2 minutes is plenty of time. So I'll just keep breading these pieces here. But I will upload a video sometime soon of how I clean these carp. Going into detail of the do's and the don'ts and all that. But for right now, this is just the kitchen side of the deal. So it's already starting to brown. That's maybe been 20 seconds, 40 seconds, maybe close to a minute. But like I said, I like my oil being a little bit hot. But yeah, give it a nice cooking. And while that's going, get yourself a napkin or a plate. I just have one piece here for now, so I'm just gonna use a napkin. But yeah, like I said, this is some good stuff. Good eating. If prepared right. The big problem with carp is that it's really easy to clean them wrong. And if you leave that bloodline in there and all the red meat, it's going to taste like mud. That's why they call it a mud line or a bloodline. Either way, that stuff doesn't taste good. So, you can see, it's been about another minute. A little bit burned, but I like that flavor. And yeah, pretty much it. Take the fish out. Let it cool off. If you could smell this right now, you'd probably be getting hungry. But I'll break it apart for you guys. If you look at that, I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. That's a snow white piece of meat right there. Real good eating. Take a little bite. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Real good. So yeah. Next time you guys catch a carp, fillet it. Only cut out the rib meat. Get it on ice. And we'll be glad you did. Alright, tight lines everybody.